The final storm of winter swept in, surprising everyone in the area. The snow started that night, and while it wasn't a heavy snow, it did snow off and on throughout the night. I'm a very early morning riser, and in an effort to stay fit, I do morning walks. In the winter, that sometimes means getting up before the sunrise, and that puts me out walking in the dark or the near dark a lot. Still, I always found the winter air invigorating as I walked. That was until one specific morning. My routine varies. Sometimes I listen to audiobooks or podcasts as I walk, but at other times, I just drink in the quiet of the early morning before the neighborhood is filled with commuters or other early morning walkers. I was 10 minutes into my walk when I thought I heard footsteps behind me. At first I ignored it, figuring it was just another person out to get some exercise. But the sound persisted. Eventually, I turned around, but when I did, I didn't see anything. The sidewalk was empty. Still, I had this nagging sense that there was someone following me. Whatever it was, it caused goosebumps to pop out all over my body. But it could have been the cold, too. I was on the far side of the neighborhood by then, so I had a long walk to get back to my home. I was barely 5 minutes into my return trip when I heard the footsteps again. I looked behind me, but like before, no one was there. But I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was following me. So I stopped and I looked between the houses where I stood. That's when I saw something moving in the shadows behind the houses. That's also when I remembered a story on our neighborhood Facebook group about someone being attacked. That person reported that someone hit them from behind and nearly knocked them unconscious. That's when a whole new tinge of fear washed through my body. Someone was out there, and I was far from home. I had my cell phone with me, but the police in my town weren't the fastest to respond. As far as I was concerned, that left me on my own. So I walked, but I walked faster. But as fast as I walked, there was no getting away from the sound of footsteps from behind the houses. Every time I looked between the houses, I saw a shadowy dark figure moving between the houses. It wasn't a distinct figure, and I couldn't even tell if it was a woman or a man, but it didn't matter. I was sure it was following me. Then again, it could have been a neighbor out in their yard, feeding the birds, checking the gutters, or just enjoying the brisk morning air. Maybe, but all those ideas felt like a reach. I didn't know why I didn't run. Maybe it was that ingrained feeling that I didn't want to be intimidated. I know, it's stupid, but I walked even faster. Still, I had a few blocks to go, moving along the sidewalk. Every time I glanced out of the corner of my eye, I caught movement. I decided to change my approach and got off the sidewalk and cut through one of my neighbor's yards. Of course, I could have ran into a vicious dog, but I lucked out and made it through the yard and back out onto the street a block away. When I got home, my wife could see something in my face. When she asked what was up, I told her I thought I was being followed. She told me I always had an overactive imagination. But my curiosity got the best of me, and I went back out into the front of our house to check to see if there was anyone out there. The street was clear, but when I turned around, I saw something that chilled my blood. In our lawn was a set of footsteps leading to our front door, and I knew they were not mine because I walked up the driveway. Later that week, I read another report of an assault in our neighborhood. The police came out in force, and nothing happened for a couple months, but I stopped taking my morning walk for a while after that.